yeah, see, I'm still gonna get back on here. I gotta, do this, man. But like I said, the enemy gonna work the way he's gonna work. He's on his job 24/8, man. So that means we gotta keep working continuously, harder, push through, persevere. Like he said, he who endures to the end. See, Christianity would have you believe that, oh, once you come into the understanding of Christ and you accept him as your Lord and Savior, you always saved. So you can continue doing what you want to do. You can have all the fun you want to have. You know, it's just a lot of false pretense with that. But I don't think he would tell us to endure to the end and stay on this narrow road if it was that easy. We got to put in this footwork. That's why he told Abraham, he said, come from amongst them. I need you to separate yourself. And that's all being holy is, separating yourself. The world gonna beat you down, If you let it, the enemy gonna keep coming around. He gonna do what he do if you pay him any mind. Same thing what he did to Jesus up there on that mountain. He tried to tempt him. But that's why we gotta stay in this word. Because this word is what encourages the mind and the heart to keep going through, to keep enduring. I know a lot of y'all probably like, man, how you just wake up and and the world just was, yeah, I was the same way. But, like I said, the Ruach, has really given me a lot of understanding. And I'm not going to sit here and, like I tell y'all, I'll be transparent with y'all, man, because, my testimony hopefully can help somebody else. Like I said, in this walk, I done teeter-tottered. I done jumped in, I done jumped out. I done a lot of things that I shouldn't have done, But at the end of the day, I still keep focused and I still pray to God every day, one, that he forgives me, because I know, like I said, he's married to the backslider. So he already know us. He know what we gonna do. He know how we gonna act. He know how we gonna respond. But everything we go through is a test and a trial period, just like Job. God was so sure about Job as him being his faithful servant. He told the devil, go test my servant Job. You feel me? You can't touch him, but go test him. So everything we're going to go through and encounter is going to be a test only to build up character. And, like he said, the weapons going to form. But let them not prosper. Now, if it's his will that it do so, then at the end of the day, as long as you know you living the way you supposed to, and you know you doing what you need to do, it's nothing to worry about. Because he said it's best to be absent from the body and be in the presence of God. However you do that, maybe you might be meditating. Maybe you might just take a moment to, get a clarity and talk to him, to have that relationship with him. It could be, permanently you gone from the body, however it is. Just as long as you know you doing what you got to do, there's no concerns, there's no worries. And like he said, if you're going to worry, well, why pray? You're going to pray, why worry? Now I get it. You gotta endure, and as long as you in this meat suit, like I said, that is alone is a battle, because that's gonna keep fighting against you too. Like Jesus said, the spirit is strong, but the flesh is weak. But see, the more we kill this flesh off, and the more we allow the spirit man who was supposed to be the lead in the first place, if Adam never did what he did, we would have been spiritually led and not fleshly led. But because Adam allowed Eve to do what he did, do what she did, and taint him, because it ain't no fingers being pointed, but at the end of the day, God talked to Adam. God told Adam what to do. So Adam was supposed to tell the female what to do. I look at the world now, it's the same kind of situation. It's like it's flip-flop, man. You got niggas sitting at home, they don't want to work. You got your girl, your wife, or whatever, she working, and that right there causes a lot of division. That right there, the order of things is off kilter. Like God said, he do everything in decency and order. So once that scale isn't don't have no balance on it no more, and everything is off whack, man, you getting chaos. From chaos, you getting destruction. But you gotta understand, everything is that is spoken in the word has to happen. Like you said, they trying to get a false peace out of some chaos and destruction right now that they got going on. They gonna give people some false hope, some false belief. So at the end of the day, it's really where you at in your mind frame and at your vantage point and where you at with your walk. If you in this walk, like I said, you might have some people who not believers who see this. Like I said, at one point in my life, I was ready to say I'm an atheist too. I was ready, man. I don't believe no God. Man, it's me. But like I told y'all before, he had to slap me across my head and tell me, Slim, what you talking about? I see all the presence and gifts of God when I look around. I know that he's real. I know the things that I've been through. I know what he's done brought me out. I know where he done allowed me to be at this present moment, even in my storm. So at the end of the day, you know, I tell people all the time, you got free will to do what you please. Most people taking that Aleister Crowley effect, I'm going to do what I will. And that's what you choose to do, then live on. Have fun. Dwell in your, in your situation. I say, I ain't no Bible pusher. I ain't no Jesus pusher. I'm just doing what I got to do to edify the kingdom. This is what he separated me for to do, you know. And until he give me other word and what else I need to do next, this is what I'm going to continue to do. Because I watched how once I was doing this, how the enemy kept trying to come and knock me off. See, if I get on here, I talk about some booty and I talk about some titties and I talk about some of that and that good jazz. Yeah, that's going to get all the play. That's going to get all the look. You feel me? Because that's the world. That's the mindset of the world right now. I don't want to hear nothing about this dude God. I don't want to hear nothing about this dude Jesus for the simple fact I love my pleasure. But this is where I'm getting to. You feel me? Paul had Timothy because he was a young man. And like the word said, your old man is going to have dreams, and your young men are going to have visions. I'm going to read y'all 2 Timothy chapter 3. Timothy was preparing us for these perilous times that is at hand. It ain't even to come, they at hand. And it ain't gonna get no better. It's only gonna get worse until the true revealing of, him. That false Christ come. You know. I wanna get deep into some history right now, but it's like, man, I don't know if people ready for that, but it's a church that's in Antioch. And it was a ruler, Antiochus the fourth. He derived from the Grecians, which we call the Greeks. He derived from Alex the Greats. And that's why I always say history connects with the Bible if you do your research. But Alexander the Great was, I'm going to call him a good warrior king. He conquered a lot of nations. You feel me? He conquered a lot of nations. But the difference between him and David, as far as I know, Alexander, he liked the men. So when Alexander was getting ready to die, he wanted to separate his kingdoms amongst his generals. And some of his generals actually got a piece of the kingdom. And one of his generals had a son, Antioch. And he profaned everything that it was about the order of God. That was the Antichrist spirit right there. And like the word tells us, plenty of Antichrist spirits have been already came. You already got it in the world right now. Because if they ain't about Christ, then they Antichrist. So at the end of the day, man, we got to pray for wisdom. We got to pray for discernment. We gotta continue to pray for the weapons that we need right now to fight this spiritual warfare, because the principalities, boy, they moving. These demons, they are moving. And they gonna try, and they trying to do everything they can to get us chosen ones above the map. Because like he said, the meek will inherit the earth. So I don't care how much they try to get us above the map, you feel me? You know, they ain't gonna be here either. Because it said it rained on the just and the unjust. So it's just like, okay, at the end of the day, we can say what we say. We can make all the justifications and reasons why we want to continue to walk the way we want to walk. But there's so many things that tell us that we need not to. But like God said, you know, the Holy Spirit was sent here to give you remembrance. Because when we were spiritually put down into our mother's wombs, we came down here with a purpose. We came down here with a project. We came down here with an assignment. But as soon as we got into this meat suit, all that remembrance, all the things that we were supposed to come went out the window. So until you actually get back into your spiritual understanding and allow your spiritual man to lead, because that's the one who has to get the connection from God. That's the one that the Ruach is going to be able to feed and talk to. We just zombies, spiritually dead. You feel me? So I ain't gonna really run it up too much, but this just stood out to me as I was doing my studies. Like I said, I done read this on plenty of occasions, but it never really stood out to me as much as it did now. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3. It says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good." Now, ain't nobody good. So it's more despisers of those who are trying to do good. It says traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. And this is what I just said, right? I'd rather live in my sin and do what I love and do what makes me feel good than pay God any mind. But like he said, do what you will. Because if you deny me in front of man, I'm going to deny you in front of my Father. And that's the worst rejection you can get. See, this rejection that we get and this persecution that we getting right now down here, man, ain't nothing compared to what God going to do. Because once you out his presence, you out his presence forever. And see, that's why I said we under the false pretense that we got grace and mercy just because we go to church. And just because we say, oh, our Lord and Jesus Christ got, no. Because you got to look at the walk Jesus had to do. He had to make a sacrifice. He had to do a lot of things. You know, you think when he was in that Garden of Gethsemane and he sit up there and said, man, can you take this cup from me? You think he really wanted to go through that? But he was being obedient until death. Same thing with his disciples. With great power come great responsibilities. So once you do tap into your abilities and once you tap into your gift, understand everything comes with a cost. Everything comes with a price. Most people ain't willing to pay it. But see, the thing that got me so boggled in my mind is you got all these demons out here who willing to do everything except for what was supposed to be done. Because you understand, these demons ain't nothing but fallen angels. These demons ain't nothing but angels that fill out their position because they allowed what their eyes to see, put that lust in them. put that pleasure in them, put that pride in them. Now they done failed, just like Lucifer and the rest of the angels. This is the reason why God said, I'm going to make a new earth and I'm going to make a new heaven. You know, the fall of angels wasn't no different from the fall of man. And that's why that's why I never really understand when people say, oh, the angels ain't had free will or they was, no, they had free will too, as you see, because they rebelled just as much as we did. But see, this test that we going through right now is to really see if you worthy. Are you worthy enough to be up in the kingdom? Are you worthy to be a part of all this glory that's going to go on? So yeah, like I said, I know the enemy mad at me. The enemy mad at me every day. Every day I wake up, the enemy mad at me. Don't get mad at me, get mad at God. Because that's my father. You know, I love my earthly father, but he wasn't much to me. But one thing I can say, my father been there for me, even when I ain't even been there and I ain't been loyal to him. He's been loyal to me. And one thing I'm learning is loyalty is everything. And that's why they say you gotta keep your circle small because everybody ain't gonna be like you. Everybody ain't gonna have that same integrity that you have. Man, a lot of things done went out the window, man. But let me go back to this is chapter 3, verse 5. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. So like he said, man, you leave these people alone, man. You see how they moving, you see how they acting, you see what they about. Why waste your time with them? And see, that was something that God had to really, work on me with because I'm just that type of person. I don't want to say I'm a people pleaser, but I always want to see the good in people, and I always want to be able to help somebody. I always want to be able to. In my mind, I'm saving somebody, but one thing they told me when I was in the program, a rehab program, people can pull you back in quicker than you can try to save them. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit up here, cast my pearl amongst swine and dogs, because most people have made their decision. And at the end of the day, I might not be who they need to hear that from. Now, if I can plant a seed, I plant it. If I can have somebody I can have a conversation with, cool. But I ain't gonna debate with nobody because this ain't no debatable topic, and not on my end anyway. At the end of the day, I'm true to what I believe. I'm devout to what I stand on. So like I said, man, can't nobody make me feel no different way about how I want to walk. Yeah, okay, verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sin, led away with diverse lusts. Hmm. Now I'm gonna put this out there, cause I was this. That's was me. I was sitting here being foolish with my situation of using the word, and not intentionally, but because I already had a lust that was already in me, the demon that was still in me, lust and that pride. Like I said, I can't go out here and say nothing to nobody. I can't point fingers at nobody. I can't be judging nobody. I can't try to pull a log out of nobody eye for the simple fact I gotta pull a log out my own eye. I gotta get delivered from my own demons. For God to really fully use the vessel. And I understand, like you said, you ain't got to be perfect to come to him, but in your process, in your journey of coming to him, he's going to mold you to the point where he needs you, and how he to the point where he can use you. You know, some of us get to that, and I can't say. I'm gonna just talk about me. I got to that point where I learned so much, and it was compelling knowledge. I got so overzealous. I'm sitting here trying to tell people this, tell people that. I'm ready to go on the street corners and proclaim his name and all that good jazz. But then I had to reflect and say, so where you at? Where you at in your life before you try to go help somebody else? Because I can't sit up here try to cast out a demon or go deal with a demon, and I got a demon inside me. That ain't gonna work. Now I'm not only being in a sense, I guess you want to call a false preacher, but I'm going on false pretense too, because I'm not fully delivered. So I'm not being an ambassador of the kingdom like I need to be. If you sit up there, you going somewhere, say I'm gonna try to find the best metaphor I can. You going to a concert. Now you see maybe the lead singer. Now, not knowing who this lead singer is, you just see him. And you seeing how he carry himself, and you seeing what he do before you see his talent. That's going to turn you away from any concert that whatever group he a part of. It's going to turn you away from it. Because the lead singer, who is basically the front man, who is the representative, he ain't in a right position, you know, to be trying to bring people in or have people. That's my best analogy I can kind of come up with. I'm just saying, we are representatives of the kingdom. So if I go out here, and that's why I said I'm going off of false pretense, because I go out here and I'm still doing the things of the world, and then people looking at me like, man, this nigga don't shut up, cause he out here doing the same exact stuff we doing. You feel me? So like I said, I had to get that in my mind. I had to get that understanding, because at the end of the day, we representing the kingdom, and the church itself then already did that. It done represented the kingdom in a false pretense. That's why you got so many people who say, man, I don't want to deal with church, because like I said, I done dealt with a deacon, or I done dealt with a priest that done either touched me, fondled me, misguided me, led me in the wrong direction. Or you got people that just so judgmental when I walk in, they ready to criticize me, because those people feel like, okay, I've been saved for probably like 2 to 3 days. Now I can pass judgment on somebody. No. Because this is a daily battle. So we not here to try to pass judgment. If anything, we here to try to help. If anything, we here to try to lead and guide people out of their situation. But how can we do that if they feel like when they come to us, we judging them? At the end of the day, some people gonna get it and some people not. I keep telling y'all, man, this is called separation period. This is the wheat and the tares. This is the goat and the sheeps, man. And you got a lot of sheep, or you got a lot of wolf in sheep clothing. So that's why you need high discernment right now. I know I do. Because the heart that God gave me is so goddamn big that I'd be ready just to be like, at the end of the day, I don't even care this person this way. Let me just still try to help them. Let me still try to get across to them. Let me still try to change their viewpoint. But like I said, some people just gonna be where they at. There ain't no changing their viewpoint. They say you can't teach old dog new tricks. So sometimes it is what it is with people, man. And it's sad to say. But regardless of what goes on, don't allow your heart to grow cold in this world, this callous world, because that's what the enemy and the demonic spirits want. They want you to have a hardened heart. They want you to grow cold so that way you can be just like them. And like I said, when I see these children, man, and it's sad because I don't want to look at children like that. But it make me go back to the Old Testament and I look at, man, God said, man, kill everything. But like he said, it's a time to kill. It's a time for peace. It's a time for everything, basically. But he told Saul and he told David and he told Joshua. He's like, man, you go over there in these other nations, don't leave nothing. You can take the livestock or whatever, but man, from the women to the children to the men, kill everything. Because he knew them wicked spirits wasn't doing nothing but going from generation to generation to generation. Now, don't get me wrong, because some people can change. Because, like I said again, even a person who's on this side of the field, who's about God, or like I said, if you're a sheep, you can change and become a goat. Like I said, your heart can become hardened, and now you a goat. Then you got a goat who can have his heart change back into flesh or change into flesh, and now he's rocking with the sheeps. So that's why the purpose of the wheat and the tares growing together. That's the purpose of the goats and the sheeps being together. Because like I said again, we can affect one another. But all I can say is for my chosen, for those elected, for those who believers in this faith, in this walk, don't allow this world to make your heart harden. You stay true to who you is, but you stay true to, man, the Father, man, to Abba. You let the Ruach teach you and guide you. And you let our big brother, Yeshua, be the lead. He showed us how we supposed to be down here. Think about all the things he had to face. He had to face them Pharisees. He had to face them Sadducees. He had to face the religious people. And that's the sad part, because them religious people seen the power that he had. They seen the miracles that he did. They seen him casting out demons. They seen all of this, and they still picked Barabbas over him. So that go to let me know there was already spies in his camp. And Jesus probably already knew this. But that didn't stop him from doing his task at hand, which was one, to bring the gospel, to bring the word, to show man how we supposed to walk head down in this meat suit. I mean, I get it. You know, most of us going to say, well, I ain't Jesus. He had a divine help and all that. Nah, it ain't about being Jesus. It's about getting to that point where you can say, man, I can deny everything of the flesh, man. I don't want to partake in this. I don't want to deal with that. I know if I dabble with that, where that's going to lead to. You got to know yourself. That's just like a person who get drunk or a person who drinking. If you don't know your limits of your drink, now you a drunkard. If I know, look, I can probably drink me about a good maybe two glasses, and I'm good, cool. But if I know I drink anything past that, then I know I'm getting drunk. It's knowing yourself. It's also knowing yourself to the point you know who you need around you and who you don't need around you, who you willing to deal with and who you ain't willing to deal with. Some people have that kind of heart and mindset that, man, they don't have no problem with dealing with wicked people. You feel me? They can still put that smile on, and you know, we all should be at that point. But again, you got to know yourself right now. So don't put yourself in a situation that you know the outcome is not going to be good. Let me see. Chapter 3, verse 7. So it says, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. So many people so smart. We got these smartphones. We got everything in here. And we still don't even see the truth. Some of us. Some of us still sleep. All this knowledge This is a computer in our hand. And what do we use it for most of the time? If it ain't for texting and talking, what we doing? We on social media. We ain't doing no researching for real. We ain't really trying to learn nothing. We just got the phone for looks, just to say, oh, I got the new iPhone 13. Oh, I just got this, you know, man. Like you said, man. It's more than what meets the eye, man. It says, now as it's 8, Jans and jamborees withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobated concerning the faith. I had to look this up, Jans and jamborees. These was the same people that the pharaohs used when Moses turned his staff into a snake. Oh, these magicians, they was able to do the same thing, you know. And that's how you trick the mind of most people. You see the work of God, but here on the back end, you got false idols and angels or whatever you want to call, teaching these men how to dibble and dabble. Imagine you got these different cults, you know, fraternities, all this stuff that dabble with all this black magic. You know, if I never did the research of the Knight Templars, I would have thought they was, man, you know, men of valor for real. But then to find out, man, on the back end, they sitting here, they worshiping the Satan. Man, it's so much, man. Study to show yourself approved, man. But see, when you woke, the system don't like you. The world don't like you. You know, ain't too many people gonna care for you. But at the end of the day, you be who you is. You stay true to yourself. I'm not gonna dumb myself down to try to fit in. I could never do that. I never been a follower. You know, I'm still praying to God to help me be a leader. Like I said, I'm still trying to lead myself. So trying to lead somebody else, man, I ain't really there yet. And I'm just being honest. You know, if the Ruach give me more wisdom and give me more patience and understanding, then cool. You know, first, like I said, I gotta make sure my household straight. I can't step out here and do nothing else until this temple and my household straight. Let me see. But like he said, men of corrupt mind, reprobated concerning the faith. Corrupt. Corrupt. Already in the reprobated state. And I spoke about this a long time ago when I was speaking about Nebuchadnezzar. Like I said, God put people in position. He put the presidents in the position. He put the kings in their position. Same way he put Pharaoh in his position. Like he said, I make good and I make evil. You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I can understand what God do and why He do what He do, because, like He said, we don't have a mind like His. You know, His is surpassed us. So I probably mess around, have a seizure or something, trying to figure out how God think. I'm not gonna do that. He, whatever His purpose is His purpose. It's His reason. Same way He allowed Judas Iscariot to be used by the devil. Same way He allowed Cain to be used by the devil. Everything was a purpose, because at the end of the day, it's all gonna work out for His glory. So it don't even matter. However it rock, however it go, it's gonna work out for His glory. It's gonna work out for His good. Let's see. 9. But they shall proceed no further, for their folly should be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience, persecution, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch. Purpose of me saying something about Antioch. That was the first. That was a place where the Antichrist spirit was at. At Iconium, at Lystra, and forgive me if I'm not pronouncing these words. Like I said, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3. So y'all can take the time and read it on your own. But this is, like I said, Timothy was already preparing us for this time. And understand, this is New Testament. So, of course, it probably was going on around that time of when Timothy, got this message, from Paul. But this was also due given us for the latter days. It says, Lester, with persecution I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. Out of all them, the Lord delivered them. Faith is what moved God, man. We can cry out, we can drop every tear, we can beg. It's faith, man. And we gotta have enough faith to understand that, man, when God moves and when he say he gonna do something, he gonna do it. Ain't no devil or ain't no demon, ain't nobody, no man stopping what God got. Like he said, I open doors that no man can close. I close doors that no man can open. So I don't want to even understand that, because who was it? Damn, who was the ruler in Babylon? I can't even think of it. But the one who wanted to build the tower, somewhere in his puny mind, he thought that him and his men can build something that's going to reach all the way to heaven so he can have a battle with God. That wasn't nothing but all demonic spirit. And God sent back up there and he laughing with Christ. And he sitting there like, look at these fools. So let me go ahead and change their language up. They can't finish nothing if they don't understand each other. That's how you get different languages. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, man, this walk right here, man, is the best. Once you learn it and once you understand it fully, not in the carnal sense, but in your spiritual, so much that it can be revealed to you. Like they talk about King James and how he supposed to have been gay. Like, there was a rumor. These things that the enemy put out there to discredit this word and discredit God as much as he can, because he want everybody that he can get to keep walking lost. But then you got to understand, when Rebecca had her 2 sons, which came from Isaac, God, the angels already told her, you're going to have 2 nations in your belly that's continually battling. And we battling to this day. You got Jacob, and you had Esau. It said that the older was going to serve the younger. Esau gave over his birthright for a thing of soup, or whatever you want to call whatever he gave it up for. But you gave up your birthright, your double portions, your heritage that you was going to get from God. Come on, man. You gave up that blessing for some soup. This is why he said, Esau I hate, Jacob I love. And if we understand who Esau is, them the Edomites. And we understand who Jacob, or should I say Israel, is. Come on, man. It's been in our face the whole time. I look at these Edomites move around. I see the hate in their eyes, and I ain't saying, oh, my Edomite brothers and sisters, are bad. No. But they really have a distaste for the Israelites. And that battle from the womb has been going on until this previous time. Just like the spiritual war has been going on since the beginning of time. Because if you go back to Genesis, when he say the world was filled with void, that doesn't mean that the world wasn't formed. But it was filled with void. What was void? Just darkness. So now you got all these fallen angels who done came down to earth. They was already down here before God made the Garden of Eden. And this is why you might have a debate on this one. But the Garden of Eden was here on earth. To me, that was a segue. It was a connection. A little piece of heaven. Most people call it paradise. Where you could actually go and actually commune with God. But as soon as Adam did what he did, Eve did what she did, God cast them out into the world. Now, that's why I say, most people going to say Adam and Eve was the first people on earth. Okay. Now, like I said, that could be a great debate. But I look at the word and how he explained it. Before he created Adam, he said, I create man and women, female in my image. So in my mindset, there was already people on the earth who was probably already being corrupted by these demons. So when he cast Adam and Eve out into the world, he just cast them out to the demons. He cast them out there into, in a sense, outer darkness. So now our whole journey has been trying to get back to that place where we was at with God. Get back to that place where we was at with the Creator. Man, who wouldn't want to be able to talk to the Creator? Come on, man. Who wouldn't want to be able to commune with the Creator? You waking up, he telling you this how you got to do things. And that's how the order was supposed to be. But as soon as we got the knowledge of the world in us, it's like, okay, well, you got this understanding and the knowledge. And that was another reason why he cast Adam and Eve out, because he said they got knowledge. So if they would have ate from the tree of life, now we'd have been foreverly, eternally living in sin. So that was the purpose of him saying, you know what, now we got to cast them out. And that's why he had the cherubims come and they hid the Garden of Eden. And if you ask me, the Garden of Eden is still here. But most of us don't have the spiritual eyes to see it, because we done gave over to our carnal. It's so much things that we could see in the spiritual realm when we open up the spiritual man, but we choose not to. We keep that spiritual man docile. Not all of us, and even those who are walking in this faith, y'all not fully, completely opening up to be able to use the gifts in which we have been given. That's why a lot of people fall away. That's why a lot of people can't rock this thing out. That's why he say, man, keep your focus on the things above and not below. Because as long as I pay attention to what's going on out here in the world, what they got going on, what they doing, I'm going to want to be a part of it. Man, it's so much I could say, man. But I was like, the Holy Spirit just constantly telling me things, I'm thinking about like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. I'm thinking about when Lot went over there. He didn't have his wife when he went over there. He met his wife over there. But because of who his uncle was, like they say, sometimes it's not all about what you know, it's about who you know. And because Abraham had so much favor with God, to the point God called Abraham his friend. He was willing to, go over there and save life. He was willing to go over there to save, if it was 25 good, righteous people over there, he was going to let Sodom and Gomorrah be for a little bit. Same way if you think about it with Noah. Noah was the only righteous man in his time. You had a whole world of chaos and corruption going on. But he the only one that's still sitting there being faithful, listening to God, Everybody laughing him out. All the scoffers, all the mockers, all the people come and talk about, oh, he crazy. Oh, it's something wrong with him. This and that. But he stayed true to God. And when he sent that flood, who got saved? Noah and the other 7 people that was with him. And that right there is a depiction of staying on the narrow road, because like he said, ain't gonna be too many people who gonna find this narrow road. Ain't gonna be too many people on this narrow road. That wide road has so many people going down it because they want that pleasure. They want that lust. They want everything that the world has to offer. I tried that. I don't even care what the world got. I want what God got to offer, man. That's just where I'm at. That's where I'm gonna be at. But like I said, man, it's so much knowledge in the word, and that's why he say, man, you can go to these scriptures, man, whenever you going through something, and it's gonna always be something in here that's gonna be able to get you up, pick you up, and keep you going. It was so many righteous men in this Bible. It was so many men who was looked down in this Bible, man, and it's crazy. So many men who got doubted. See, the world want to make you feel like because you a righteous man, you a sucker. You a righteous man, you a punk. You a righteous man, you this, you that. But the world ain't got nothing. The world don't give 2 cents about where you go when it's all said and done. Misery loves company. So that's all these demonic spirits that's hopping through these people using them. Like I said, this matrix. These principalities that want to keep monitoring on the chosen ones. Because like I said, it's going to be that time that is at hand where they say you're not going to be able to do nothing if you don't take that mark. It's going to come to that point, man, you're going to have to get your head cut off. Man, they already done did it in some countries already. Most people ain't willing to pay that cost. Man, I'm going to be with my Heavenly Father, man, do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, I know he got me. I get my head cut off every day. So, it is what it is, man. I love Abba. I love Yah. I'm thankful to Yahshua. And I thank the Ruach. It says, yea, and this is verse 12. I'm almost done. And all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. You're going to get ostracized. You're going to get put out the camp. They ain't going to want to have nothing to do with you. Like he said, if the world hates you, remember, it hated me first. So don't take it as though you doing something wrong. Take it if you doing something right. Like Denzel Washington just said, man. And he did a movie, man. It's called The Fallen. I don't know if anybody ever seen it, but if you ever get a chance, man, watch that. And it's another movie with Keanu Reeves, man. That's called The Devil Advocate. Man, those 2 movies right there, man, it's wild. Because he show us to our face. He show us dead in our face. But like I said, my people going to perish for a lack of knowledge. And because we don't have that knowledge and understanding, we could see it all day. Oh, it's just entertainment. Oh, that ain't real. Oh, this ain't this. Oh, this ain't that. But like you said, man, when you come into the fold, you come into this heritage, when you come into being actually a part of the family of the kingdom, you're going to go through what Christ went through. Suffering and persecution. So that's why I always say, if anybody saying that they're a Christian out here and you ain't going through nothing, come on, man. If you ain't going through this, come on, man. You want some false pretense then. And like I said, the church don't even have much power no more, so the enemy don't really care, don't pay attention to the church no more. It's the end of a church age, man. 13. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. And that's the crazy part. These evil men out here gonna continue to deceive till they get deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou whom thou hast learned them. Continue in this walk with the Ruach. Continue in this walk with this word made flesh. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures. From a child. Which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Christ Jesus. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. That's what this word was made for. And I'm going to read this last verse and I'm going to say this and then I'm done. That the man of God might be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Now, like I said again, in the state of mind or state of being that we are in right now, no, we're not perfect, but to continue to walk this walk and continue to do that, you will be made perfect. Because like he said, he need people without spot and blemish. That's why he couldn't look onto his son, Christ, when he was on that cross or when he was hanging on that tree, however you want to say it. Because he took all the sins of all the world. He was the sacrificial lamb for the slaughter for us. You know, in the Old Testament, we had to bring that lamb or we had to bring that ram or whatever to the priest for him to slaughter, to give it to Christ for forgiveness, offer, whatever that offer. He was the ultimate sacrifice. He was the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate offering for everything. So that's why I say, man, we was bought with a price. We was bought with a cause. And I look at it just like life. You know, you got people who would borrow money from you. Most of them won't pay it back. Or you got to sit there and chase them down to get what's yours. You know. So God said he going to get it a one way or the other. He said you going to either come to your life as a living sacrifice and pay it back, or you going to pay with your life for, permanently in that hellfire. It's up to you. But one way or another, you're going to pay that cost. Because what he say, the wages of sin is death. So as long as we continue to walk in this flesh and continue to keep sinning, all we doing is just building up that tab. So, you know, it's your choice on what you do. But whatever you decide to do, man, just count the cost. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to thank you, Holy Spirit. Now, the church would tell us that we have to pay tithes, right? Now, we ought to be able to store up in the meat house or whatever you want to call it. But this was for us to be able to give back to the community. This was for us to be able to help those in the fellowship and congregations whenever they needed or they fell on hard times. Or even if somebody just came into the fold and needed help, you know. Tithes was not about money, man. Our tithes is us. Now, you can make that donation of 10% or whatever you got. But, I mean, the main thing is bringing ourselves to the altar, man. God don't care about your money. He don't care about none of this materialistic stuff. He only want to know if you gonna come to the fold and if you gonna be about him. Because at the end of the day, if you not, then don't waste his time. So with that being said, man, like I said, man, the New Testament, Peter, the Timothy, the Revelation from Jude, all that is good, you know. But man, don't exit out the Old Testament. The Old Testament is our history, man. And like I said, if you don't know where you came from, how you gonna know where you going? So with that being said, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great weekend. Man, stay focused on the Most High. Shalom. Love y'all, man.